Mhm. Right, guys. So we'll follow up with the previous video about HTML. So I forgot to discuss the comments and the elements and attributes of an HTML. So this is connected to our next topic, which is the CSS language. So we can change the elements and attributes of an HTML using the CSS language. So it's actually the dressing in a restaurant. So it's like the dressing of the plate that we see on our web page. So this has a dressing, right? So the elements and attributes of an HTML is like this. So this class name is an attribute. So we can change this attribute via CSS. Later, I'll show you how to change this via CSS. But the basic structure for CSS is this. So this is a CSS rule. Um, Here is the element or the selector of the element that we want to change in the HTML or on the plate, right? And then the declaration, we can set the property and then the value. So that's how the basics of the CSS language. So that's the first topic for CSS rule and declaration, and there's three ways to include CSS in HTML. So first and the most useful way is to create a new folder. So that's create post.css. I already created it, but you can create this file like this. I'll show you guys how to create this. Say let's put a one. There you go. So we can put this here, create post1.css, and then if you want to use this in your component, you just need to change this import dot slash create post1. So this dot slash is basically because it's in the same folder, right? So this dot will change as you go on the directory structure, like what I mentioned in the previous video. When you have like this full stack up and then you go to chapter one, this is like the directory structure, and the dot changes as you move, as you click here. So this SRC and then CH1 has different directory structure, so different dot import as well um, on your application. So that's the first way to find the most useful way uh, to import CSS file, and then the second is to use head. Um, so basically, an HTML here is an example of HTML. So this has a head, body, and um, elements. So this head you can use the CSS or define a CSS rule here inside the head, and then the last one is to use inline CSS with HTML elements. So I'll show you guys we can now delete this because we already created um, uh, another file with that imported. So I'll show you guys how I actually start a development server. So early on the previous video, I show you um, how to how like I set up my development. Now I'll show you how I actually build or set up a development server. So first I'll open a Docker website. I open it and then I'll just wait. It takes time for Docker to complete. So that's my database. If you remember, guys, the database in the previous video, that's actually how we store the data. So that's independent from our front view, which is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So for this example, I won't be able to show you the head for implementing SSL, CSS because React doesn't have it automatically put that head in this public um, directory. So if you want to implement head, you need to import a React library called Helmet. If you want to change something for SEO or for the app to be able to or for the for you to add the CSS style on the head. What I will show you guys is the fifth, which is the intro to setting up development server and basic of Node.js commands. So it's just an introduction, guys. So basically, I think you can really go deep. This technologies has a different courses on its own. So this is just an overview. I think this short form video like this is only good for high level overview. That's why I show you how I actually set up my development server. So for some reasons I can't open Docker web app. So let me check the process. I hit Control Shift Escape. Is there a Docker? No, there isn't a Docker. Hmm. So there's a Docker here and task. Let's end this as well. So that's actually the first. Sorry guys, it's taking a little bit of time for now, guys. Actually, this is I think one of the best way to learn full stack web development, or even just to create an app for your own use. You know, even if you don't want to transition to web development like a blogging app, like I did, right? So this the container. So I already have that database. So I created that. In the next videos, I'll show you how to create this. But first, you start that using this action. So I'll stop it again, and then you start this, and then you go to Visual Studio Code, and then you run an terminal. Okay, so for your first, I'll start with the back end. So here's the back end folder. Here's the back end, and then here is my front end. Okay, this is this SRC. So when I run, so this is the basic Node.js command npm run dev. This is how you use or how you start your development server. And then next, I'll open a new terminal, and then now we are on this front end directory. So npm run dev, and then hit control click. You'll be able to run on the development. So here is the changes I've made. I implemented some CSS here. So here it is a grid layout. So if a grid layout basically is the most useful layout system that CSS can use to change the dressing on your web page. So for example, if I change this grid to a flex layout like this, you're gonna see immediately the change. So here's the CSS. So here's the grid. If I change it to flex, you're gonna see guys, it changed immediately. So this is the power of CSS. It has in a way a control to the HTML elements attribute. So it helps you change that dressing on the web page immediately. So if I and then I'll show you the inline way to change the CSS. So here is the create post. So don't worry guys about the long code. I just want to show you how I um, implement the inline CSS in HTML. So that's the most important. So this is the additional form section. So it's double. So this is the comments guys actually of the HTML here. So comments for React starts with this uh, opening bracket forward slash asterisk and then the description of the comment. So additional form for the division, you add the style and then equal sign and then double open bracket and then the property and the value. So display. So this is one of the built-in CSS property for determining the layout of your CSS or layout of your website. So here, so before we have the flex, when we use the flex, it immediately change it and it immediately changed the display of the website. So yeah, that's the so the last one is to how to use the inline CSS. So here, after the div, you specify style and then equal sign, double open bracket, property and value, and then double close bracket. And that's it. That's how you. That's the three ways to use CSS. So basically, that's how simple it is in a way, right? If you see the overview. In the next videos, we'll discuss the JavaScript and further details with this full stack app.